There. Oh my
You're
God. That's how I'm waiting for it to pop up so I can pull my chat, but I have to mute it so I'm not listening to myself.
I know that's right. You just see how long the
Delay.
duration is. There we go. I'm getting it on my end.
There we go. All right, let me pop out my chat so I can at least keep it. What am I thinking? I can just put the chat over on the side and restream because I'm an idiot and I forgot.
That's fine. You do whatever you need to do.
It's over here, like
Yeah,
on
I
the
can
side of
see
my
it like that.
screen.
Yeah, that's the same place I see it too. But I'm also watching it from your channel too.
Oh, oh, well, hello.
Watching the chat from your channel and the broadcast from there with the sound off, obviously.
No, yeah, well, I mean, if you want to hear double talk and like try and keep up with that, you can feel free. Like my brain can brain,
Mm-mm.
but not like that.
They'll let me know. They'll let me know. Yo, what up?
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is well, I mean, it's the Elsewhere podcast. Where else would you be? But here, right now, with the one and only Joe E. Sparks.
Oh, stop it! But stop. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me, Kat.
No, I've been hoping for this for a while now. Like, I'm one of those people, like, I just all of a sudden I'm like, hey, you want to do a live stream? Cool, cool. Let's
Right.
do that. And then when it happens, it tends to happen fast because I'm like, if you let it wait for too long and percolate, then
Yeah, it
stuff
gets
comes
built up.
up and priorities change. And
Facts, facts, facts.
yeah, but I see a lot of people I know in here. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit the like button. If you don't know who he is, you're gonna get to know him. That's my goal. You're gonna
Okay.
get to know him better. And honestly, just go subscribe to him. I need to pull your link. Hold
And
on.
yeah, if you here because you support me, please hit subscribe on Cass channel.
I am so close to 1,000.
She's so close.
I'm
It's so
so
close.
close. It's
Every little bit will
ticklingly
help,
sweet.
folks. Please, please, please.
Yeah, I
Oh, there's so
appreciate
many
it.
people.
I'm so excited that everybody's here. I'm excited that we're doing this, and I haven't done a live interview or conversation, whatever. I haven't done that in like over a year. All the ones I did recently were like pre-recorded. And so I'm kind of excited to do it live again.
I'm ready. I'm ready. How am I now? I turned myself down a little bit. Wallflower. Is it Wallflower who said that?
Am I quiet? Everybody tells me I'm quiet, but I never come off quiet. And like to you, I'm probably not quiet, but they always say I am.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're not quiet to me, but they said you might be. So I turned my mic down a smidge and
Yeah,
then
I think that
hopefully.
I need to just speak directly, like
Oh, now you talking. Now you
into the microphone. Like,
now I got the bass reverberation.
yeah, let's go.
Oh my god.
I know I
Shut
can tell
up.
there's a lot of people that in the chat. There's people that I recognize as well. But thank you. If you're coming from his channel and to support him, I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. And
Yeah, I
I'm sorry,
really
I'm quiet. I will yell as
yell
much as I
for
can.
thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. I know so many people of this set gang, and there's so many names out there, like Home Team and Second Joe and Co. And like the list go on. Gray Score. Oh, there's so many. Happy Mom. Oh wow. I really appreciate y'all showing out for me. I really appreciate it. Nicole Knapp. Oh, Happy Mom. Come on, man. Come on now. The set gang. Ad Will, what's going on? The Ad Will and Second Joe and Co. are across the pond. It's
No, oh
late.
wow, so it's late.
It's dumb late. So I really appreciate them being there.
And all
Thank
of
you,
you guys
Happy
that are
Mom.
subbing up, thank you so much.
Yeah, she
Really,
said
truly
subs.
appreciate it. It
Let's
means a lot
go.
to me.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. It's like to me, I'm like, it's kind of easier to kind of spread the love on that natural tip, you know what I mean? To just naturally be like, boom. Charles Allen, what's popping? Johnny, what up, though? Nintendo James, what the fuck up, though? Sorry.
And see, what's funny is that these communities they intersect so much, and I'm in. not as much your community as I have been in other communities that are like adjacent. Do you know what I'm saying? And so
No,
I recognize some people because they cross over.
that's the I see them too. Sometimes I'll catch them in the other lives. That's why sometimes I was like, I don't like sometimes commenting in someone else's live because then everyone's like, "Hey, Joey," and I'm like,
Yep.
"No, listen to what they was talking about right there. They was talking about something. Don't distract them from what I was just trying to give them a direct, but I guess it's to be expected, and I should just, let it flow."
No, I agree. And that's the thing is I notice that quite often because I lurk a lot in different communities. I lurk behind the scenes and some of them I moderate and things of that nature. And some I used to moderate. But I'll sit there and I'll lurk and I'll see like if another content creator comes in, people tend to obviously they're excited because they're like, oh look, so and so came to show love. And then I know as a content creator and as somebody who's in a lot of these communities as a moderator and like been around for years, helping some of these people out. When I go into chat, sometimes the same thing happens. And so I don't ever want to take away from what's going on. And I know
Right.
that a lot of people that lurk, they don't, that's the same reason. Some of them do have it the same reason.
Yeah, I be wanting to be just chilling like a fly on the wall, but then I'm out here like, but if you're funny though, like someone's funny or something, so I gotta say, yo,
Yeah.
did y'all just hear what he said? Just as an innocent bystander, someone out here enjoying content. So yeah, that's what's up though, Cat.
No, and that's great. And that's the thing is that obviously we haven't sat down and had a conversation previous to this. And
Mm-mm.
which it makes it kind of fun because it's like all new, you
Right,
know. Like we've seen each other, we know mutual people, like you know what
right.
I'm saying? But when it comes
Definitely.
to us one-on-one talking, that's not happened yet. Like we exchange DMs and stuff, but that's about it. And
Yeah.
so all of this stuff that I'm gonna be learning about you is brand new to me.
Let's
So
go. I love
I'm
that
ready.
angle that you're positioned in right now because you get to just find out just out of curiosity. So go
So,
ahead, man. Shoot, shoot,
so
shoot, bang.
what setting is your treadmill on?
My treadmill?
Yeah,
I
let's
don't. I
start with an easy one.
I jog in place.
I just move my feet under the desk.
uh yeah, no, I used to do treadmill and hard running and stuff like that, but I run in place and I do jumping jacks in place, and then like occasionally I'll do some burpees, but like I'm not gonna enjoy it. High knees too. So
That was real talk. I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to like it. I do it under protest.
I don't like it, but the other stuff was just too bad on my knees. I gotta be
See,
able to find the things that I can endure day in, day out. And so to me, running in place keeps that heart rate up. Same thing. And I
no,
don't
I
have to
get
go
it.
to a gym. I don't have to buy a treadmill.
I decided that I was going to sign up for a gym. But
Hmm.
see, I have a track record with gyms and gym
Mm,
memberships. Every time
dang.
I was like, I'm going to change all these things and I want to improve my life and I'm going to go sign up for gym membership and I get a gym membership and I get pregnant. I've had 3 kids. I tried 3 times. I'm never signing up for a gym again.
Well,
Like
yeah.
that's not an option because I'm like I am nuh-uh.
Yo, shout shout out to kids derailing.
Well, yeah, and it's like
Derailing
I
from
don't know what is it about like new year, new me, no.
nah,
New kid. No. We're not doing that. So
I
no,
would
I mean, that's my excuse. It was
I
like
appreciate it.
if I moved more, I'd probably be thinner or if I was taller, but whatever.
Well,
If I
maybe
was
you're not done with your growth spurt.
no, exactly. Like if I added like 8 or 9 inches, sort of pause, then I
Yo, extra
probably would.
pause. Lots of pauses. If I had my little soundboard, I'll let that shit fire right now. Oh,
um, that's a good question. Hey, and by the way, and absolutely chat. If you have questions, I will try to catch them and make sure that I try to address ones. The cool thing is that since he does live streams, he gets how it works. The hard part is when I interview people that aren't from the tubes of you. And so they don't understand how that works and how, stopping and talking to the chat, like they just keep, you know what I mean? So I don't have to explain that, which is awesome. And so if you guys have questions, please feel free to drop fee to drop stuff. Yeah.
Shout out to Lexi Home Team who says pause LOL. She agreed with us on that.
It says, Charles says, how did you stumble on Joey Sparks' radar? I slipped in his DMs.
No, see, she put sauce on it for y'all.
No, I literally was like, hey, how are you? That's what I do. I basically, like I said, I am adjacent to your community in a lot of different communities when it comes to music reaction channels. If you don't know who I am, that's okay. But I'm around quite a few of them, and I am peers slash friends with a lot of artists and a lot of content creators. So when I've known about you, and the reason I found you was, and to be honest, the whole point, and I'm gonna get into it. I'm so excited. The videography aspect of it, because
Oh
I know
shit.
that you do Black Pegasus. I know you do his videos.
Yes.
That is actually how I met you for the most part. Like he would
Right.
talk about it and stuff, behind the scenes when we were like collaborating and coordinating and things. And so then I just was like, well, I'm gonna go look him up because I'm always interested in how things work.
Right.
And that's how I realized that you did reactions. So I lurked a couple times and just kind of went from there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. I do. I I produce film and video.
Very well. I have so many questions. It's great.
Please go ahead. So where you want to start?
Okay, so here's the burning question that I really, really, really want to ask you because you've mentioned it multiple times in some of your reactions. I love when people approach reactions in the perspective from something that they are specialized in, right? So like
Okay.
videography is a thing that you specifically call out and you talk about and you point things out and you talk
Okay.
about the rule of thirds.
Oh, my
I want
favorite.
to understand that because I understand what you're saying. So I understand that it's the spacing and it's how you place things on the screen. I understand it's the direction your eyes go. It's leading someone to look in a specific place. I don't know how to do it though. I'm super curious.
Okay, so imagine taking like the pound symbol,
Hmm.
but like evenly on our own screen, right?
Hmm.
Um and just imagine that set of lines when you watch traditional movies, any kind of show, cinema, or anything like that, and watch how often what you're supposed to be looking at falls upon those lines. When when that when that opened up for me, because I had always watched movies and I kind of know what things were to look like, but I might miss it because I was like, maybe it should be in the center and it should be clear, but that leaves too much headroom. So you want to pretend there's that line right about here and a line right about here,
Hmm.
and this one's anywhere here. That this little line on top. Um, that's where I would now put my eyes of like my talent if I was filming them, one way or another. Now, if I wanted to show like maybe their confusion or they're in a new world or a big city, I have them down here on this line and like looking up to the sky, kind of like this.
No, that makes
Instead,
sense. I can actually picture that. I can see what you're saying.
yeah.
That makes
So
sense. But see, I was wondering if you meant because I understand it. It would be like what, 9 spaces, I would
yeah,
assume.
there will be 9
Okay.
blocks, but you don't want to think about the blocks. You want to think about the lines
That's what I was gonna ask you. Do you mean literally on the line, or do you
on
mean
the
like in the
lines.
block, like this block up here? Wait, which mean?
Sometimes you break the rule of thirds, right? Obviously, for whatever you want to do. And sometimes there's just architectural structures where you want to go like, oh, maybe there's lines pointing from each corner directly to the subject in the middle, that time you would break it and maybe you would put it in the middle of the middle box, right? Your subject, if the
be in the
lines
middle
told you to
box.
look this way. But normally, I
I'm
know
like
I'm,
directly in the middle box right now.
yeah, see, you got that a little bit better. Me, if I was gonna do it,
I
I'd be like, okay, there's gonna be like
have to be
two
up here.
vertical lines and two horizontal lines. And no matter what, you're going to find out that your subject more than likely is on those lines unless it's a creative decision otherwise. But once I learned that, I was like, oh shit. And I did like a short on my YouTube way before any of the reactions. I think it's like still on my Instagram somewhere, but it was like, it just had lines showing like traditional movies, like you just see how they're making your eyes jump to these lines. I'm just like, oh, to me, I'm like, oh, I geek out on that sort of stuff. So,
No, I do too. Like I've actually had somebody on that does like the special effects
oh,
for Tom and Nova's videos and stuff.
oh, you were telling me about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So when I and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, he's like, we could do another one. I'm like, we need to do another one. Because he was
yeah.
gonna like do the rendering and like all the layering and go like deep dive into that. And I was super excited. But we haven't done it yet. It just things it
It's
hasn't happened
tough.
yet. But and then I also have I've had somebody on that was a oh hi mom. I also had somebody on that designed some of the top acoustic studios for like some of the top people musicians in the world. Um and talking about the panels and like how and I was asking him, I was like, does everything where it's play, and I
Yeah,
love that kind of getting into what is it about this that makes it stand out. And like you can always, like you were saying, you can always guess kind of like
yeah.
what's drawing your eye, but
Yeah, because
why?
you've seen enough television series, you've seen enough movies, you've seen enough reality shows for that
Hmm.
matter. You've seen now YouTube documentary or vlog style video, so you kind of know what it's supposed to look like.
Right.
But then like when you kind of really get a chance to deep dive into stuff, and that's why I said it's like I did go to school for that from the Film Connection and had internships with that shit, and so and like paid off that associate's degree. So like I mean like I learned more on YouTube, but I mean I did put in work with this. It wasn't just my growing up with TV, but that helped, like growing up with movies and shit like that. So yeah, and then I fell in love with putting it to music because then I didn't have to do the audio because audio is such a whole nother
Yeah, I'm not, obviously
mm,
I'm not really great at audio.
hilarious.
Obviously, like audio is not my forte. Like and plus you also have to, whatever medium. Like the problem is like right now there's not a really good option for doing these types of interviews. If it's standalone and it's pre-recorded, that's one thing. That is like easy peasy, no problem. Because
Right,
I can do all the editing and adjust my audio and, fix
right,
I know how to do all of that.
right.
But when it comes to doing it live, there's only a few options to do it,
Yeah.
period. And so you're stuck within the parameters of what that platform is giving you. Like
Hmm.
Restream, for example, and settings and how they're going to allow you to use the settings or just not give you the option because they're oversimplification. When you have a skill level that's higher than the platform you're using, unfortunately, it just sucks. But
Yeah, no, you ain't lying. You ain't
no,
lying.
I'm just saying it just is what it is. I mean, you just got to work with what you got. I've like I said, I have watched some of your reactions that are based on like videography, and those are the ones that are my favorites, to be
Uh
completely honest,
yeah, of course.
because you call out different things that you see, and you call out like the lighting, and you call out obviously the placement of where things are located, and the transitions, and you know the the transition between this scene and that scene, and then like
Yeah.
just the tone of how they're doing it is when you make videos. I mean, obviously do you always like pre-plan all that out, or do you just kind of in the moment go, oh well, this lighting would be better? Like, do you do it on the fly, or do you like have it all like on a storyboard? How do you do that?
Um because I call myself a videographer because it's like you're a one man band and it's not like a team of shit. You know what I
Right.
mean? I have friends in the business on occasion where I can go, hey man, will you come through and just do this? Or sometimes I might just need somebody to hold a light. And so
Mhm.
I can just, I could hook somebody up on set just, in the moment. But I got really self-sufficient on being able to do the lighting and the lens choice, the movement choice. Um, but I was more of like a performance-based music videographer, like figure out if I had to tell a story, I could tell a story like a son of a gun, but most people never came with a story and they didn't want to pay for me to come up with a story. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to create some really great artistic shots in whatever location you give me. I got to walk in, I got to look at it, and then I got to think about it. I got to judge the amount of time that the video or the song goes. So, how much is the viewer going to need to stay intrigued until it's over? But I was going through some shit last night, some old shit. If anybody in the chat want to see what I went through, my Instagram, I never deleted like a whole bunch of it like everybody else was trending. There is a timeline of when I shot some fire ass shit. Looking back, I go, God damn, I was in my bag. I was in my effing bag when I was younger, but then, it just got to be something that I don't know, I didn't see the benefit in. And now, after watching all these amazing videos that I get to react to, all I want to do is like really like put my foot into like this next creation that I have a like any part of right now. And I got something on the table. It's just not as fast as I'm used to. Normally I go, okay, where are we going? We're going here, and then we travel to here. So we got about this much time here, this much time here. Let's go. Boom, get it done, pay up. I'll go edit it. I'll send you the copy when I'm done. And then this happened, and then YouTube happened. I wouldn't have done reactions if I was trying to sell it like on the fact that I know anything about music. I mean, I like you, I'm assuming like you're like, I'm just kind of related to some of the people in the industry one way or another, one relationship or the other. And so it's like I kind of understand music to a degree, but like I can't break down song lyrics like certain people. I definitely don't know instrumentation more than my crude caveman knowing of that. But like when you put a video to it, I know what it takes to put that together. So I give big credits.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, and see, like, I'm not creative. I'm not like musically inclined. I don't sing. I don't rap. I don't do any of that. I do have a competition that I'm actually about to plan in the next month or two. I do a rap competition at least usually about once a year.
Oh, that's dope.
And I get like judges on there. And for people to just join up, it's like, stuff like that. I know music. I review music before it goes out. Some people send me their tracks before they
That's
release
nice.
them because they want my opinion. Because they what did Skulls told me once. He's like, you have a listener's ear. Like I listen, and that's what they don't want, the perspective always of somebody that is creating the music. Sometimes they want to know what somebody who's listening to it from that outside perspective thinks about it, what I
Right.
notice. And I've learned a lot from my friends and
Right.
peers and stuff.
You can
Um
tell.
and it's great, but on the flip side, like I reuse a lot of, like, look at this background. Like this is the same background that I've had forever because like my creativeness, like I'm just like, I couldn't imagine I couldn't imagine trying to like come up with a concept and then all of those amazing shots. Like even for example, the one where you did where it was the chessboard with Black Pegasus. That one, the lighting and the way that you play with the different colors and stuff. I'm like, to me, I'm like, that's amazing, and I'm like, I could never do that.
Wow. I was called upon to do that within, like, he told me at like 9, I want to say in the morning or something like that. And then I don't get off work till 2, but I told him after that come through like maybe 3 or something like that. And then we filmed it in less than an hour. um it What me and Black Pegasus have figured out is what will work together, and he's probably like, I would consider him like, like really talented in many platforms needed in the music business.
Mhm.
And one of them is kind of understanding what it takes for videography, what I'm kind of like good at, and like how sometimes capitalizing in the moment needs to be done. And while he was in the middle of that battle and he was like, I need something for chess, and we just did something outside, and we've done a ton of alleyway videos. And I was just like, I can't on this short notice, what am I supposed to do? And then I was like, I got a chessboard, I got a black backdrop, literally
I mean, that
right
was
over here,
dark.
like literally right over here in my in my effing downstairs like area. I put up a black backdrop. We I had to put on a wide lens a little bit, but zoom in, cut out the edges. But I mean, we just did enough shots, and it's his rapping that held it. And then he was like, the punch won't hit if we can't turn this around fast. And so I figured a way out how to cheat. We never cheated like that before, but I figured out a way to cheat, and it came out really great. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
No, absolutely. Like that's the type of thing I just I don't have that creative. Like I can work with what's in front of me. Like I do editing, I do some video editing. I am absolutely amateur. I've done that for less than a year. But point is like I understand the concepts and I understand how hard it is. I'm still trying to figure out keyframing and like
Wow.
like
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm just not there and I'm self-taught. It's just as I need it. Figure I Google it, like that's about how I
Yeah.
go. But I can't come up with those kind of concepts to say, you know what would look really great is this shot with this lighting and this. That's not me.
Right.
I just thought it was really cool because
Thank you.
it's something that I would aspire to do, which I know I never will. It's kind of like, quilting. Like quilts are amazing, but I'm never going to make one. So, you know, I can admire them.
Thank you, man. I'm gonna start doing a thing where I go over some of the like really older stuff because I don't know why I was so deep on my own Instagram page because I'm vain as fuck, I guess. But like, but I was way down there and I was just like, wow, you really was. No, actually, it was a certain artist asked me to take some shit down. Sometimes I film some people who may not now want their face associated with somebody else in their video, and I get that a lot. So I got to take that down. I got to honor them and take it down for them. But I was looking at some of the stuff, and I was like, "You were in your bag. You just didn't have as much equipment, and you didn't have enough faith in yourself. You could have been charging, 2, 3 times what you was charging back in the day." But oh well.
I saw a cool question that was in the chat just a little bit ago. By the way, thank you, Charles. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. I hope you enjoy it. I do. I'm trying different things. I'm throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. Um, but the conversations are like my thing. They've always been my thing.
Right.
Joanne Rothwell says, out of all artists you've come across since starting reactions, who would you ultimately want to do the videography for? And do you have any ideas for any of their previous songs? Like if you, I assume she's asking which artist would you want to make a video for? And is there a past song that you already are like, oh, this is what I would do?
Oh shit. Joanne will do that. That is first of all, shout out to Joanne. We call her second Joe and Co. So like if there was another Joe in command, she would be it. So second Joe in command, Joanne, second Joe in command, Joe, second Joe and Co. That's her. Anyway, she really a big part of the community that we tried to like enjoy. So I appreciate her support and the question. Girl, you got me on the spot. I have had some really fun, what I thought were fun ideas for chinchillas, a few of chinchillas videos. Um, because of just like I don't know, like she's to me, I feel like she's gonna pop in the States as soon as people just get the right presentation of her pushed on the right platform or whatnot. But independent, or at least her record label ain't trying to push her in the States as hard as they're pushing her in the UK. But like I think she could really do some things. So I want to shoot something for her just because of her. She wants to go there. And I was like, yo, now I want to go there myself. There is
I,
somebody I'm working with in town, and it's a group, it's a duo. Their name is Vet Life, and I'm literally doing the next video I do for them is a passion project for me. And they invited me to their album release party, and their album is phenomenal, just MC duo raps. I really, really respect their talent, and so there's a track on there that I can put this idea to, and so trust me, it will be done. I'm saying that out loud right now. So someone local, and then someone on a bigger scale, I would say Chinchilla.
have you ever done a video for someone you kind of didn't want to? Like
Whoo,
where
shit.
you signed up or they hired you or whatever, and then whether it be at the initial get-go or whether it be somewhere in the process where you're like, can I just like clock out? Like, can I just go? Like, can I go?
I mean,
And you don't have to name names. You can if you want, but I'm
no, I mean,
saying
there's
it'd
plenty
be
of them.
interesting.
There's plenty of them. The reasons you sometimes feel like that is either because you, you in your head, you know how simple everything could be. Like, let's take it for instance, when someone has a storyline and they go, oh, I need we're gonna enter into this crib, and we're gonna rob the dope dealer and stuff like that, and we got fake everything and da da da. In your head, you're going, if you got all the props, it shouldn't take long for me to just say, stand here, move like this, go like this, and go. And in your head, you're going, it'll take about this amount of time, and then you get on set and realize these are just everyday folks. These not actors. These is not super duper paid actors. Sometimes you get like a model on set where you be like, sultry, boom, and they hit it right away.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like dudes like that, you just got to realize they freeze. The camera's there, their boys are there, and so those are the times where I'm like, I
Hmm.
need y'all to commit and block everybody out for a second, because
Like
otherwise we're here.
be here now and do this. Like
Yeah,
do it needs done, and then like go,
and then
and
worry about it later. But I understand being younger, and I understand machismo and
yeah, me too.
younger testosterone and shit like that. I get it. I get it. You don't want to seem silly in front of your fellas and shit like that. But if I could rewind time, I would have leaned into theater classes and shit like that.
I was the president of the drama club.
You know what? That's
I was in
fire.
a
Cheers
lot
for
of
you.
stuff. I was in a lot of stuff when I was young. Shout out to my mom, by the way. My mom was in the chat earlier. She probably didn't stick around because she's just like, I see enough of you. But she always tries to come in and show love. If you guys saw Patricia, if she comes back, tell her hi. That's my
Yo,
mom.
my grandmother's name is Patricia. Shout out to your moms.
That's see, like you get to learn something new about people every day. It's
Yo,
great. No, but see, I absolutely I don't want to use the term jealous. I'm not jealous of you being a videographer, even though it's something super cool. Like one of my friends who used to co-host with me in the very, very beginning, he's now a videographer. And
okay.
he does rap and stuff, but he's also a videographer.
Yeah,
And I called it. I was like, I see you. One day I was like, look, I see you behind. I don't know if anybody remembers it from back then. If you do, geez, shout out. But I was like, I see you behind the camera and like directing where people need to be and how things need to come together. Like I see that for you. And now he does. I know he just did a documentary with one of the Tuskegee pilots, one of the last ones left
that's
alive.
dope.
He filmed it. He does editing. He does all that stuff. So I'm like, I want to do creative, cool stuff.
You
So
you
it's
can
not
do it.
jealousy.
You
I'm not
jealous.
impressed. I'm in awe. I think it's cool because I want to know how everything works. I want to know all the information. Like, so I want to know,
Yeah.
like, I want to know how did they do that?
That's what I wanted to do, and then and then media decided you don't need to know what I went to school for and paid thousands of dollars for to learn, where I could have probably just learned it on YouTube
Mm. So I'm
faster.
learning editing.
Yeah, that's exactly how you got to do. You just got to type in the program, ask the question. You got to go through tons of content, and that's what made me just say at one point in time, I was like, boy, I can make content. If I wanted to, I can make content. I watched enough content to learn shit that I could make some content in one some day. And then I swear when Pegasus had me on his show for reaction, when he was reacting through some rans and I did the high ran first, I was like, this is what you're doing now? Like, I mean, I knew I had like filmed some shit for him, but like I never watched it. I just would sync up behind the camera. I'd be behind the camera on my phone trying to like talk to clients and shit through text message while he's having me record like a few celebrity reactions, but it was more like Harry Mack.
Mm.
And then when he put me on to like High Ren, I was like, oh, they got videos that are like inspiring too. Oh, I could do this. And then I went home and did a couple more. So by the time they saw his reaction, they had more to consume over on my platform. And then shit, that shit took off. That was that. Then making real technical art kind of fell away, and now just commentating on art or something like that. I feel like a senior citizen.
No, that's how it goes though. A lot of people have, people that fell into it for whichever way, right?
Right,
And I know quite a few of them. I'm not going to tell their stories. You guys know who I'm talking. You
right.
guys know who, like some of you know who my
Yeah.
friends are. You know who I'm talking about. That fell into it or decided to start doing it, and it just took off. And then it kind of has taken over. Because I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. YouTube is a full time job. It's it's time consuming, it's draining, it is not easy at
Mm.
all. And, sometimes there's a big difference between if you clock in, you clock out, and you will go home and you do your thing. But then if like I work from home, I work from right here.
Oh, that's dope.
so so I'm literally like, here I am. Here I am.
Yeah,
Here I am.
that's
And so
part of my day is that same way. I
yeah.
I get up early and I get off at a decent time. I pick up Junior, I put in the workout, and then the work starts from this screen that you look in that I do the reactions through as well. A lot of it. I mean, sometimes there's some field work to get stuff edited that way, and so that's why I was like, you mean I could just do that from my chair too? Like, this me and this brother been in through some thick and thins right there, boy. So I said, yeah, I could definitely lean into it. Otherwise, I'd be crazy to try and not battle, but like go up against people who can break down, rap lyrics to a T, or I don't know, people who been in a band and play guitar who could break down guitar solos. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? I could just go, ooh, that sounds great, or ooh, damn, that's dope. From what I understand, that seems pretty technical. But if you put somebody with a two lighting setup against their, subject against a black background or something like that, oh, okay, yeah, this is striking. Now it helps me sit down and listen to digest the words more or something like that. I don't know. I really do love film. So, and one day, one day I'm gonna get this video off the ground. I can't wait.
No, that's the thing is it's just once you start, and I'm not talking about necessarily at this moment, I'm talking about like the reactions that you're doing,
Hmm.
like the
Yeah,
reaction channel. Once you start creating content at that level, in that capacity, whether you
right,
have 10 subscribers or 100,000 or 500,000, doesn't matter.
right,
Once you start creating content, and that's why I'm putting it in context,
right.
consuming content is completely different.
So different.
So it skews your ability to view things. It stops you from being able, like if you do reactions, and I like a lot of reaction, friends of mine that they can't watch things, they can't hear new music because they have to wait to react to it. And
That's
it's
the number one issue for me right now because my old man ass have been without music because I just turned off to. I was like, oh, it's all young, young kids SoundCloud stuff that I don't understand anymore. And so I just put a blanket no to everything. And like if different genres and shit like that, I was just like, oh nah. And so now I have a plethora of all this shit. But sometimes when I find an artist that I love and I want to go down their rabbit hole, I can't unless I record it. And that's a
Yeah.
lot to just, get to digest some band that I'm just figuring out.
Well, see, and here's the thing, and I'm gonna, and this is actually some I talk about this kind of stuff all the time, like on my channel. I talk about this constantly. It's something that I'm leaning into discussing more because it's something that I don't know, I like talking about. But the thing is that getting stuck in a rabbit hole is great in the moment, but long term can actually cause issues for channels and algorithms and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Because you target a specific, for lack of a better way to put it, and this is nothing against any fan base or any,
Right.
specific artist, just you get fans that they all want to see the same thing. And
Right.
so yeah, it's great, especially really small channels. They can grow really, really, really quickly
Right.
by going to a particular artist and their fan base. The fan base keeps asking for the same thing. It starts
Yep.
blowing their numbers, their views are consistent and more than they expected, and then they get in this vicious cycle because now they're like, well, I want to branch out and do something else because I'm doing only this one artist or these two artists and that's it.
Hmm.
I want to branch out and do other things. I want to try other stuff. And then, unfortunately, because they've surrounded themselves
With
by
only those, when you
those
put something
fans,
new to
they're
the
like,
game.
when are you going to do this? Wait, when are you going to do this other one? When are you going to do this? I thought you were going to do that. And it's like you get stuck because you want to keep them happy because you do care. But on the flip side, you get creators get themselves into this like trap. That's why I used to always like when people go down rabbit holes, I always tell people don't do it. If you can avoid it, don't do it. Like
Yeah.
don't do every video for like 2 weeks is this one artist or whatever cuz you're going to get in that
Yeah.
stuck
And
in
that
that
and that
swirl.
super, super loop. Yeah. To me it's like, yeah, I think that's almost like a trial and tribulation that a lot of content creators in the reaction space like that have to kind of go through and like learn. I
They
figured
never
that shit
listen until
out.
they figure it out. I tell
Yeah,
people
no,
all the
I
time, nobody
figured it out
listens. I'm like, "Okay, fine."
a while ago, and then I was like, wow, okay, it just didn't compute. But I was like, all right, but then I look back and I was like, yo, if you're going to, you need to then have to feed certain amount of artists, um, but like keep you just got to put out effing more content, unfortunately. And so
True.
instead of where some channels can put out, a video for I don't know, once every day, other day or something like that, maybe. I know Pegasus, he he put out four, at least three a day, if not four or five.
Yeah, I get the
Um,
notifications. I'm like, "Holy crap,
I
man.
mean, he just
When
he
do you have
he, he
time to
let
do
them
all
things
this?"
off. He be his gun always stay full on that aspect. And so yeah, like that's what I kind of jumped out the gate doing. And then just with the way I rebalanced my life, I was just like, I can't do that all the time. And I leaned into going live because I really did like talking to the community.
Mhm.
Um, and I noticed that was something he wasn't kind of interested in doing too. So,
Nope.
but yeah, that algo's a FOB. But like even in the community, it was like I think it was Johnny who was like talking about when I want to listen to music. She said Joey Sparks shaking his fist at the clouds. Yeah, like that's exactly what I mean. Like that live interaction, like, oh, okay, that was funny to that person. They get to tell you right then. You get
Mhm.
to start to meet these people, and I start to create nicknames for them and shit like that. Cause it's like the personable way I can like get to know who you are. And then I don't know, throughout music choices and stuff, these communities be crazy. And so, yeah, man, working that algorithm on YouTube is crazy. But to me, I think it's almost like necessary. You almost have to do it.
Yeah, and it sucks because, you have to balance between keeping the people that have been in the community consistently and also growing your base.
Right.
You have to grow. And it's nothing against the people that are already here. It's the fact that you do need to grow if you want to continue, because otherwise
Yeah.
you're stagnant. And if you're stagnant, then your algorithm doesn't work as well. And if you're stagnant, then, honestly, you just don't get paid. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
how that works. I mean, because time is money. It's the most
Facts.
precious commodity that we have. We can never get it back. We can't trade it for anything. You know what I mean? So when somebody spends time with us when we're doing live streams and things of that nature, I'm sure you feel the same way. It's everything, right? Because you know
Right.
that they could be, and I hear people say
Anywhere.
it in different ways. You could be anywhere, but you're here. And
But you
so,
chilling, and that's why I'm looking down here and I'm seeing all these names and I'm seeing how they've become friends and stuff like that amongst themselves and look forward to these spaces like this so they can hang out with one
yeah.
another, get to know one another and cross over. And so yeah, I'm super inspired by you reaching out to me because there's a couple of people in mind that I wouldn't mind reaching out to now that I'm like, yeah, I'm like, why are you enjoy the live part? Like, why aren't you also like maybe reaching out to a few people and getting to know them the way she might be inquiring about you? So yeah, look at these folks.
No, they're awesome, and I see that Cliff must have ended his live stream. Welcome in. Thanks for being here, Papa. I know he was modding over there.
Let's
He's
go.
that's my mod guy. He's my
Little
friend.
Papa shoot.
But I mean, honestly, it's just one of those things where, like, for example, on Monday, this
Right.
coming Monday, I'm actually for the first time going to be a guest.
Okay.
So, I was invited. I've been invited before, but I've kind of been like, I don't know what I really have to say. Like, I was still kind of finding my way with what I was doing, but now I feel like I'm kind of an old hat. Like, I've been doing the conversation, and I always talk about it's a conversation. It's not an interview. Like, there's not a.
Yeah.
I literally do not have anything written down except for the
No.
let him talk more. Um, I have that written down, but nothing else. Because the moment that you agree to jump on with me, I stop looking into, like, I never scroll on
Right.
people's stuff anyway. But I don't go Google you and try and find out
No.
everything, because I figure, why can't I just ask then, right?
Yeah.
But see,
No.
so I was invited to be on it and as a guest, which is wild to me that somebody
Right.
wants me to be on their channel. I just, you know what I mean? It's just weird. But then I think about it. That's one of my, I don't want to say it's a superpower, but that's like my favorite thing in the world to do,
Right.
is to cross, to connect people, to network people. Like,
Right.
I'm super proud of the network that I have, the people that I know, and some of the combinations of the content that's come out of some of those, in me making an introduction, for example, Keto and Truth. I introduced them and now they make content together, and it's some of the funniest stuff out there. Like,
Hilarious. Yeah.
you know,
Truth cracks me up. I
he's
was
one of my
late to his
absolute best
party.
friends.
I saw him maybe, I don't know, maybe like a year ago or something like that.
Hmm.
And then I never subbed up or nothing like that, but I saw
How
him
dare
talking
you?
to you guys and I was rolling.
Yeah.
And then I went and watched some content that he reacted to that I reacted to on his channel, and I was dying at his
Yeah.
take of it. And I was just like laughing at where he was choosing to pause and comment on and how his delivery is. So like I could see, like if certain people have certain personalities that are enjoyable, then you're going to attract them. I personally, while we're throwing it over, your Instagram um reels that seem to be just in the moment, off the cuff, your thoughts are to me, I think a strong suit. I mean, they're awfully brave too, because it seems like you just be like, all right, I'm gonna say this, and if it, I don't give a damn what people think, but here it go, boom, and then you just, I mean, I don't know how many times you redoing it or not, but
One take.
okay, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
The
yeah,
only thing that's I do them usually right outside on my porch, and I
right,
do them, basically, I start work, and then, like, an hour or so into work, the lighting is good. So
Okay.
it's before the sun is so high up, so it's like it has the good
Mm,
lighting, but it's not like
talk that
right
videography shit.
it's
Talk
not
that
right behind
videography
my
shit.
head so that it's like I can't even see my screen, right?
Right.
So it's that perfect time about between like whenever the sun comes up and like 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning, it's right then. So
Mm,
and you hear birds chirping and stuff.
yeah.
The only time that I ever redo anything is if the train and it's like there's a dog that they put outside that yaps, and everybody
Yeah.
that knows
That
my
too.
stuff knows that I if I'm inside recording here, it's
Yeah.
because that stupid dog is out on the front porch
Yeah.
and won't shut up. And so I like all my videos, I don't have a dog. I don't need a
No.
dog in every one of my videos. My cat, well, he's usually over here, but he's not right now. But like, I don't have a dog. I don't need it constantly. But no, they're one take, and it's funny because some people have had a conversation with me in like Discord or something, or even in like we have a group chat for our vacation we're taking in April. Like I was going to tell you, I've met Truth multiple times in person. He's been to my house. He's met my mother. Like we're
Oh snap.
super super close. But my point is that like something will trigger and I'll be like, "Oh my god, you know what? I just don't understand. Why would you like not block them? Like that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense." And so I'll be like, "Yeah, like look, you just need to block. Like don't do that." Or when I sit there and I'm like, "Yeah, do you, but over there." Like
Hilarious.
away from me. And I do those in one take. And then I do it on CapCut on my phone. I usually use Filmora and Adobe on my PC, but
All right.
I use CapCut and I throw captions on it and I post. Everything that I do, I usually post same day or within 24 hours.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it. Once you get in a rhythm of being able to do that, I can't do that. I can't because there are gonna be certain days where I'm like, man, I'm busy. I ain't got nothing to hit. I'm not that you probably don't fall into those same moments. I'm not saying none of that. But for me, I just know I won't consistent enough. I did a lot of stuff and I was just like, nah, this I could do. That's what I enjoy about Cliff because like he's his whole thing is no script off the like
Mhm.
that's what me and Pegasus did.
Yep.
So like P introduced it to me that way. I was like, oh, okay, so you don't cut shit or do nothing like that. And then sometimes I watch people who put edits into them and stuff like that, and I'm not mad at it, especially if it works. I'm like, damn, okay,
Well, guess who
maybe.
edits for Cliff?
What did you say?
Guess who edits for Cliff?
I mean, I would assume.
Yeah, anything that's ever edited,
Right,
I
like he
do.
needs it that, but I appreciate the fact that
Mhm.
it's just we gonna turn this on, we
Yep.
gonna introduce this shit, and we're gonna upload it, and just know that we nailed it
Yeah.
out the park, and that's what it is, and it's just gonna go. To me, I was like, that's part of the allure to being able to pull it off too. I guess take pride in like creating it
Yeah.
maybe like what you would do on the porch. I kind of look at doing that here, but I do it for like a day of the week. If I added up the hours that I actually do it, it probably comes into like I don't know, 6 to 8 hours, I guess you could say. But I mean, I gotta do them. It just depends. There's certain weeks where I gotta double up. This week I gotta double up because I'm gonna be in the dentist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, see, that's my thing is I'm as consistent as I feel like. So
Yeah.
my content comes out when I feel like it. I go live when I feel like it. The only things I
But
schedule are things like this.
mhm.
And everything else is like if I decide to put it out there, I do. If it does good, it does good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like
Yeah.
I cannot after however many years. And by the way, for the record, for what it's worth, I'd say this all the time too. I'm not transactional. So you can't like pay me to do content and I'll do it. And I don't mean that in a
Right.
negative way. It's just that's just how people set up their system. Some people do live requests. I don't do that. I talk about whatever I want to talk about. I'll bring stuff
Right.
up on screen. That's my new thing is I bring stuff up on screen. I talk crap about the Snow White movie. Like,
Right.
I
No,
talk
that's what I appreciate about your platform on Instagram. Um, to me, I was like, there are certain things where I'll go. I just know there's so many people that are gonna be like, no matter what, 180 degrees different direction or idea about something, so I try not to get into those. Just because I just like I know it's an argument, and I've been over this argument 1,000 times with my siblings because
Mm-hmm.
that's what we like to do is argue different points for no reason, and so I know all the argument points, and I'd rather not. It's like once you kind of go, it's like let's say somebody who learns chess. Once you learn all the moves, then you're just like, I could play you novice person that I can tell is super novice, but I'm not going to because it's just I'm just not going to. And not to say that somebody isn't novice, but it's just I just know where the argument points go. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like a preference. Either you're gonna feel this way about it, or you're gonna feel this way about it. But if you feel this way about it, I know what your answer is gonna be. If you feel that way about it, I know what your answer is gonna be.
Yeah.
And it's allowed for us to feel one way or the other. So let me just move on to something entertaining. Like, look at these visuals.
No, and I totally get that because I honestly, I'm one of those people that is like, look, eh, people aren't gonna like it. I know. I like TikTok's where I get all the hate, which of course I do.
Right.
Like, I mean, have you seen my content? You know that I'm getting hate on TikTok. Um,
Hilarious. I'm not
but the
on
flip
TikTok.
side is it's like, well, I got on there specifically to push my content because I'm
So
trying to, if I'm gonna make it work, I need to do whatever it's gonna take to make it
to
work.
make it work.
So like I
Yeah.
have to grow organically with people who mess with me personally. I am thankful that my analytics aren't skewed by sorry guys, fan bases
Right.
because if you have, you guys know how this works. If you have 100 subscribers and 5 of them are absolute Eminem only fans, they're only going to check out your Eminem content, right? That leaves the
Right.
95 other ones that are not clicking that video or vice
Right.
versa, right?
Yeah.
And so it skews your numbers. Mine are more consistent because
You're just being you.
I'm just being me. So they're there for me and
Yeah.
the people that I bring on and the conversations that we have, the
That makes sense.
insights or whatever. And so it's slower growing, but it just makes sense. And I'm one of those people who's like, we can agree to disagree. I'm
Yeah.
cool. And in fact, I like the spice. Like, I am here for if somebody wants to argue or not argue, but like disagree with me, by all means, please do. Tell me, how I'm
Right.
getting it wrong or show me a new perspective and a
Please
way of
be my
thinking.
guest. Be my guest. But trust me,
Mhm.
I'm gonna hop around that motherfucker anyway. I'm gonna hop around it no way. I'm just gonna be like, well, I realize having an opinion on this moment right here just ain't gonna help. So I'm just gonna go, yeah, I could see both sides. Bye.
Well, see, that's the thing though, is that if I can have somebody see something from a different perspective. Now, the problem, I think the
He said
biggest
Coke is better than Pepsi. Shout out to Austin Bill Mute.
that's a no. And I know you're saying that because I disagree completely. And he knows I disagree
See?
completely.
So right
Don't
now,
even.
let's just take that for example, is like given it has no stakes, right? No, whether you like Coke better than Pepsi or Pepsi not, but hypothetically, if one other person maybe dies from drinking one versus the others, and then now we have stake in it, then it becomes like a
I'm
trigger thing.
picturing like a raw steak.
See, I'm like, I don't know about full raw. I'm gonna take a medium, but
I'll take a well done. Thank you very much.
oh snap, no way. I couldn't I couldn't do it. I mean, I guess sometimes it'll mistakenly go that way, but whenever I go medium rare, then people think I'm eating closer to rare, and I'll be like, no, I'd rather have true medium rare. But when I say medium rare, I've worked in the kitchen for over 20, or not in the kitchen, but I waited tables and bartended
Mm.
for like 20 years. So like I know what it's like on that grill. And when they hear medium rare, they'll be like, "Ooh, if it's a little closer to rare, we don't give a shit." And I'll be like, "No, I need true medium rare." So I'll say medium in hopes that you'll be going, hopefully it'll be good with this medium rare. And then I'll be right there.
Yeah, you you gotta like make it happen the way you know how it works. You know what it takes. I mean,
Sorry. Someone said, Christina said, Joe talking about some Mexican Coke. I'm dying. I'm dead. I am dying from laughing, not from the Mexican Coke. no, this is what I'm talking about when I say lives. I just be sitting down and I can't say everybody's statement all the time,
No.
but the ones that I find funny, I gotta let them rip, and that just broke me down. Shout out to you, Christina. That was hilarious.
Joanne, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. She said being open to honest conversations with opposed opinions is what I appreciate. I appreciate
I would
I
love
truly
to.
appreciate that
I would
comment because
love to.
I've actually brought people on knowing full and well that we disagree.
There's some people that are very like close to like my help and my moderator group and stuff like that I know on certain issues that we're like diametrically opposed
Mhm.
to one another, but I was just like, long as nobody like, I don't know, like to me it seemed pretty easy to not even really bring that shit up, dead ass. Like, well, I would learn and I go, oh, okay, so I would assume probably feel this way versus that way, and then I go, but it really don't, when it come down to it, the humanity portion of it, like I fuck with you, you fuck with, oh shit, I fuck with you,
I
you
do that
fuck
all
with
the time.
me.
I
And
do that all
so
the time. That's why I don't want to talk like this because I'm like,
yeah, because it's too easy
I
to hit.
use my
That's why I'm always
hands.
moving it, but I do love it because I feel like a radio DJ. I'm like, all right,
Well,
tuning
you do
in.
look like one.
You
So
know, we're ready for to rock tonight on the Stone Cold Grooves. Shout out goes from so yeah, I um
well, I mean, I was going to say the one thing, the biggest mistake I think, this is coming from me, the biggest mistake I think that people make is entering into a discussion about something that could potentially be a disagreement with
right.
the intention or the opinion that they need to change somebody's mind.
Yeah, that's
Because
why I
that,
tell people online, it's just silly because how many times have, I think we've all tried it. We've all went, yo, here is my view on this subject.
mhm.
And how often have you ever known somebody who was like, you know what? That person in the comments really changed my mind about that.
Okay, I had something recently that happened and I posted a "You changed my mind" video, like,
Oh, say
"Congratulations, you changed my
word.
mind." No,
That's nice.
you're gonna like this,
You a
so
real good person. Yo, there's kindness behind that smile, cat. Good on you.
wait
Good
till I
on
tell you
you.
what happened, though. What it was is I was basically telling people that were like, "I'm not gonna go see my family for the holidays because, they don't wanna do this, that, and the other. Like, they
Yeah.
voted for this person. Okay, fine." And I was like, "It's your family. Can you not, like, get past that for 5 minutes and, like, just not talk about it maybe or talk about football or whatever people talk about?" Right?
My,
And
yeah,
I
me and
said that, and I got so much hate and comments and just I mean, nasty. And
yeah,
so then
it's
I posted a video. I said, "Hey, I just wanted y'all to know my cat." Sorry, hold on.
dang.
He's
Ooh,
on
the
my
cat's
PC.
stealing the show.
He'll turn my power off. That's why I had to get him off there.
Shout out to Joanne. She said fundamentally it comes down to respect for each other's choices and opinions.
No, I agree.
That's 1,000 right there. That's 1,000. Cause yeah, cause it's just like I gotta understand, and just like you talking about like your folks and or your relations and shit, where you gotta go. Look, man, we have difference of opinion, but we don't have to like. Like to me, my some of my best friends from childhood that I've been friends with for over like 30 plus years, like uh, we have been on the other sides of the aisle for years, and never once did it stop our friendship. Like we just disagreed on that, and we matured enough throughout growth where we went, I get it, you're allowed to have a different point of view than I do,
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I
it.
mean? And once we realize that, we don't get stuck in none of that shit. We talk about shit where it seemed like we have there's just certain, to me it's like any of them debate topics. Any,
Mhm.
if anybody took a debate class or you took a speech class or something like that and had to do a persuasive speech, um any of those topics, there's just it's rough, and unless somebody really comes with full mind and body and can like accept a moment of trying to understand,
Mhm.
it's rough, and I just know most folks don't. So like for me to you, I'll just be like, nah, man, I'll bring the green bean casserole, and
Well,
then then I'm not talking about no politics with none
well,
of
see,
y'all.
that was what I suggested, and I got all that hate. Well, my thank you for changing my mind video says,
Uh,
guys, I posted a video. Basically, I said, I just want you to know you changed my mind. I said,
uh,
I said, I was really thinking that you guys should be there for your family, that that's what matters more. I said, and then I read the comments, and now I think that it's probably the best idea for you not to bother your family on the holiday because
hilarious.
nobody needs that vitriol and bullshit from you guys. Like,
Yeah.
so
I
it
mean,
wasn't quite kind. It was more like,
damn.
maybe it's a good choice that they don't have to deal with you because I've seen you're nasty in the comments and you should just stay home. Like,
Facts.
your
Facts.
family is lucky that you're staying away this year.
Yeah, I mean, there are two sides to that coin. That is for sure, for sure.
No, but you're right
Um,
about the debate though. Debate topics are trash when it comes to like regular
and then like the
conversation.
internet thrives off of it.
Mhm.
And then there's some people who smart. I mean, I guess maybe if you want to get some motion, that you'll either lean into it because 85% of the masses are going to get in them comments, get triggered by something that somebody said, try and type something out like you gonna
Yeah.
change them and anybody else who reads this post mine today. And to me, I just go, you got to look at it like jumping in for the funny. That internet comment section is jumping in for the funny, and that's it. Otherwise, let that shit fly. If you see somebody posting some shit that you don't agree with, roll your eyes and keep scrolling. And
Yeah,
then when you see
exactly.
them on, Thanksgiving, be like, man, I love you. Good to see you, man. Get
Yeah.
your ass in here. Get your ass in here. Hug me up, man. Hug me up. And then just let it be, you
Well,
know?
see, people like floating in I don't want to say in their own little worlds, but that's kind of how it is. We all are uh, s- we're all subject to our own perspectives, right?
Right.
You can't, as much as you can try to see through somebody else's perspective or through their eyes, the fact is that, you see the world through yours and your experiences. You are the sum of your experience, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
My point is that when you're in a community and this type of community, a reaction community, like when you're in your own world and you're doing your job and then you go on and you watch somebody else, like I said, it's different when you consume and create. That's different.
Right.
It changes things because
Yeah.
then you start to see the pulse of the communities.
Hmm.
You start to see how people move. You start to see those comments and just how much people thrive on the negativity. Now, don't get me wrong, engagement is engagement is engagement. Don't play with me, but
Yeah, I would. Yeah, but I just can't. To me, I could never use that as my vehicle to create some
mm-mm,
motion. Like, because like to me, I just don't. I've had enough stress. Your heart is allowed a certain amount of beats for all time, and then it
mhm,
runs out. And to me, I do not want to waste any extra on some drama that I just know I can just be like, "Shoom." I mean, I waited tables for years. Do you know, like I had to wait tables with somebody that I just know, but I was
mhm.
like, "Hey, man, did you put your pants on today? All right, you're not pooping and peeing in public and shit. All right, you're a human being. Then you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna fuck with you. Do you want some food? What is it? That's cool. Hey, man, you got anything in common with me? Talk about this. Talk about that. Things that are allowed to be in common or not in common."
Mhm.
And then and I got a lot of that shit from my dad, but I'm one of six kids of his, so like we had lots of debates, and it turned into like legal room, and he was just like, kids, don't ever let anyone sooner or later just realize this world is going to try to control your speech, and so try to protect it whenever you can. And I was like, Dad, I don't think you saw what they was about to do though. I don't think you understood what they was going to do. They was really going to snatch your tongue. So I just figured out, yo, man, lean on my humor, lean on my ability to duck and dodge. Some people call it the weave.
Have a good night, Charles. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Everybody
shout
that's
out to
here
Charles
now,
Allen.
thank
Peace
you
out.
so much for being here. Thank you for stopping in. If you are from his community or my community or both, some are crossovers, which is awesome. Thank you for being here tonight, spending some time with us, and
Yeah,
while we
facts.
shoot the shit, just
Shooting the shit. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how we ended up here, but we was there. But I appreciate y'all showing up too. I had saw something someone had said, but I'll let it slide because I missed it. I didn't want to interrupt. But yeah, man, I to to me, I'm too there. I'm too invested in art in many forms to not just go. That's where my focus is. Art and a good time. A joke is pretty good. I don't do comedy and stuff like that. Really, in my reactions, I tell them, please, I'm not really trying to. Because like if I don't laugh at something that you think is funny, then you looking at me like why you don't find it funny,
No,
and vice.
exactly. And is some everybody has different senses of humor, and sometimes, and I'm sorry, but some of the comedy content that people recommend
Right.
is not only funny, some of it can be funny, but some of it's also specifically requested for shock value.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's just not necessary. Like you got to
Yeah.
react to something that you mess with that you like. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
you have to like every single thing that you react
Right.
to. I'm just saying like it's got to be something that you want to do. Like if
Something in there got you gotta like some portion of it, and that's why
yeah.
there's certain genres, there's certain artists that I can't do,
Yeah.
and I won't, I don't care if I don't, make a million subscribers on my YouTube channel because I'm not doing that, but I gotta have some sort of fun,
Yeah.
and so like if I can't find the fun in it somewhere, then this ain't like part of the payment of having this channel dead ass is having is having a community of people where I know where I can say what's up to y'all, like oh
Mhm.
shit you're doing this, and then I check in on them on occasion over on Discord. I can kind of get wrapped up in a convo for a little bit over there, but like yeah, that to me is part of the payment, and it goes along with the music and the videos, and they got to be a point like no disrespect to oh, what's their name? Ramstein. Great, crazy ass videos, but I I don't understand the language, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't really get too invested into it, and now I got to try and interpret, or I got to read the captions. Which for me, I want to see the images. You
Right.
want me to take my eyes down a peg from the imagery that I see here while I'm trying to read and comprehend and wonder if they translated that right or not to the thing. So it just I had that one point in time go, okay, well, I don't really fuck with that shit. And then one of my biggest fucking reaction videos is a Ramstein fucking video.
That's funny that you mentioned them because my 10-year-old, well, she's 11 in a couple days.
Oh
but
snap! Congratulations,
but
happy
she
birthday.
what I guess she was watching something and she heard a song and she absolutely loved it. And so looked up the song to find out what it is. And I hear her in there like singing a portion of it. And I was like, I know that. How do I
It's
know that what you're
hilarious.
singing? It was the female part from Sauna from Rammstein. She
Damn.
found one of my favorite songs of all time. That is like one of my go-tos from them.
Oh no shit.
And one of my favorite songs of all time. Like it's in my top 20 of all time, my entire life. Like it's one of those. And she memorized the female vocals on
That's
a
so
part of the
dope.
song and was in there just and I recognized this to tune and it's just funny that you mentioned Rammstein because she's like, "It's Ram have you ever heard of Son by Rammstein?" I was like,
Yeah, their videos
"Yes."
were fucking.
But I told her she's not allowed to look up their live performances
I mean, to me,
ever.
their live performances was crazy. That's how I got introduced to them a lot from their pyro techniques that they would put in. But also, like when I watched their videos were like out of this world. I was like, I
Mm.
could not believe the production. Some of the innuendos that I would see
Oh, yeah.
that would play forth in it, I was just like, yo, they are on that level, but like at some point in time, it starts to feel like work for me to figure out lyrics just because they're in a different language. Now, listening to music in a different language, totally different. Like
Yeah,
if
I
I'm
agree.
just like, oh, I'm just trying to vibe, but like if I'm trying to react, it seems like work because like I'm almost looked at to like, no, we want to know if you understood the lyrics or not. Did you understand what they said? And I was just like, yeah, nah, I can do that better in rap. I understand that better. Like you
Right.
rapping in the language that I can understand, then that makes sense. But when they do it in that language, then I just go like it's work for me. So yeah, but like I have French playlist, a mean French playlist on Spotify that I listen to, and I sing like I know how to speak in French, but I know I sure don't.
There's one
Uh,
in my car. It's called Champagne by
I
Oh
think
my god, I'm gonna have to look it up because it's gonna drive me crazy. But it's
uh,
called "These Ships and Ships in Pain." The bass is like bumping. I'm like, yeah. And my daughter's like, what? I'm like, it's French. She's
it's
like, is it
French.
Spanish? I was like, it's French.
No, it's French. It is a yeah, yeah.
Je m'appelle français.
Yeah, and to me, like, it's like French R&B or French, love music, like, to me, I'm like, that's the bag right there. You wanna fucking go to town on it, that's to me, that's the bag, but that would be my, well, like, one preferred, not in another language, but
No,
most
I
of the
get
time,
it.
if Imma react, I need to understand the lyrics, and that's why I love doing rap, but there's something about a demographic that wants to see me do fish out of water stuff, so sometimes if I react to a specific demographic of rap music, they're like, yeah, but you shouldn't understand. We looking at you, you kind of look like you're hip hop, so you probably understand rap music. We not impressed with you being impressed with that shit. But sometimes that's where I want to live. I want to be like, yo, when Eminem dropped his shit, I was in heaven. I was like, oh my God, did you understand that? I'm no fucking Knox Hill, but I understood that and I understood that and I understood that. Damn, that was amazing. Um, but if you're not a fish out of water, like, yo, check out this young girl who's rapping. Yo, who this cat is? What your cat name is?
Felix.
Felix. Listen here, buddy.
He's the fourth time you see me keep ducking down. That's what I'm, hold on, I'm shutting my door.
Hilarious. The French do insane glitch pop, says Joel Perret.
There.
11 years of Japanese and 6 years of French was enough language for me. Christina, shout out to you.
I did take French because my French/Spanish teacher told me that everyone uses it. You can use it. You don't
Uh,
need Spanish. And here I am living
uh,
with like, if I go step out on my porch like earlier
it's
before we
right, yeah.
started, I can hear conversations all up and down the street. None of them
Uh,
are in English, and they're not
I
in
know.
French.
They're not in French. I
She
guarantee
lied.
they're not in French.
I mean, but I am in Texas, so you know.
I cheated 4 years. Oh no shit. Oh yeah, they definitely thick up there. What was I gonna say? I cheated 4 years of Spanish in high school. So like I know, but like I know more Spanish from friends who were like pharmaceutical street representatives or like in the kitchens of the restaurants I would work at.
Now I
Like to
got you.
me
That's
that
where my daughter's learning Spanish is from.
yeah,
She works at a
that's where
hookah
I learned
bar,
any of the Spanish I know
and
from
everybody
there.
in the kitchen speaks Spanish, and she works at a
Mhm.
hookah bar, so she says there's like 5 different languages. Those are the ones she doesn't understand because there's like,
Yeah.
there's Arabic, and then there's like
Yeah, them I can't
Moroccan,
get
and there's all these things, and she's like, "I don't know, but I know Spanish." I'm like,
Spanish, you should
"Okay."
be it's getting to the point where it's like it's close there. And shout out to the Latin community for like keeping it a whole where they'd be like, no, because like in their household, they'd be like, no, in Spanish. Don't be losing Spanish. And I'd be like, I respect the shit out of that community. I'm
Well,
like,
I
yeah,
mean,
keep your language. Don't let them do that. But uh, I need to hear English too though, because I don't know if you're talking about me. And that's
I always did you see that there's these okay, so there's these new had like little earbuds. I
uh-huh.
don't know, I've seen commercials
Oh, I
for
hear
them
what you're talking about. Yeah, talk
where
that shit.
like where there's these little earbuds where allegedly it translates in the moment.
Uh-huh.
So if you're like walking down the street, if I was walking down my street and they were like and they're talking, it would tell me in the like
In the
in real
moment.
time what
Yeah,
they're saying
that's
because I
amazing.
know they're talking about me.
Yeah, I need to
I
know
know they
sometime
are. They
because
look at me and then
I
they
stand
look
too
away. I'm
tall.
like,
I stand too tall to be shit talked. I won't allow it. Oh, shout out to Christina who says, "Love you so much, Joe. Love how you clean up the occupations." Yeah, I just feel like one day maybe my sons might watch this and shit, and I don't need to glorify shit, but I also don't want to lie. But I don't like I don't know. I don't talk about the things that I'm not proud of, or I don't think my sons should be proud of in just like a regular light.
Hmm.
just because I'm grown. And like one day they're gonna look at this shit. My youngest thinks I'm famous. I'm like, bro, it is just a YouTube channel. There is no fame that comes with this, son. But he's from the generation where they look at that like that. And so I'm like, okay, one day he may go back and watch these, and I don't want to be like, yeah, man. And this was cool. And oh, let me tell you this cool story. And then like kind of frame it like I'm glorifying it. Cause at my age, I'm like, that was pretty stupid.
No,
That was pretty
no,
dumb.
I completely get it because I am not a stranger to absolutely horrible decisions. I got away from a lot of really
Yeah, like I made
bad
it out of a
things.
lot of
I
stupid
did. Like
fucking
I
decisions.
ran, I started my whole life over. I deleted all my socials. I started completely over. I reshaped my entire life. I changed my stars. And anyone that if you don't believe you can, I promise you, I don't care how old you are,
Yeah,
you can change your stars. You are worth it. It does matter.
yeah.
You are enough. And if someone tells you you're not, get them the
They
fuck out of here.
lying and fuck them and tell them I
Yeah,
said so.
kick rocks. But you know what I'm saying? Not those rocks, but like the rocks like you would kick if you were walking away. But
If you were walking away so fast. Yeah.
those rocks.
No,
Or
no,
also kick the other rocks too, because those are bad for you.
I mean, I don't mind a good kicking every once in a while, but
I'm just saying, like, I changed everything. And so, like, my daughter, my older one, she's 19. She went through it. My 11-year-old, I got the opportunity to she never had to see and deal with any of that, right? So
right.
she's insulated from that. But my older two are not because they were there
Okay.
and they remember. And,
Yeah,
now
right.
they're one just turned 21 the other day and the other one is 19. And so, we've been through it. And so they get it.
Right.
But the younger one, of course, I don't necessarily want to shield her from everything. I kind of own what
No,
I've done. But on the
I
flip
want them
side,
to,
I'm not going to
yeah.
sit there and be like, oh, it was so cool. I got
Yeah, it's
I
like
got
soon as
so
you take that,
inspired
and
and
that's the
whatnot.
position. When my kids ask me questions, I'm chill. I remember when my oldest got to a point I could tell with the music he was listening to and shit. I kept it real with him about my medicinal habits and also how they're going to be glorified in the music that he listens to. Tell him
Hmm.
why I do it, but trust me, at his age, is too young to be. It can deter him, and until he's on his own, he need to kind of respect that where we
Hmm.
at, or if we excelling in some other shit that I don't know how to excel. You got to show me life acceleration or something. But like also too, a big one too was the music that you're gonna listen to is gonna objectify women really, really bad, and I don't want that to skew your idea with relationships.
Right.
And they're gonna frame it like it's cool to look at relationships with girls and girls value this way. But I'm telling you right now from experience, son, don't look at it like that. One day you're gonna think one don't mean nothing, and then that one is gonna fuck you up. And trust me, it's better to enjoy that ride on the other side of the fence than getting shocked because Snoop Dogg told you it ain't no, they ain't nothing but this or that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
exactly.
yeah, like, I'm very understanding that at a certain age, and my youngest son, it's even getting worse because they consume the internet, and I'm just like, in my day, I consumed the fucking Showtime and Cinemax and HBO and shit like
Now
that.
we all
So
figured out
that's
how to
where I
get
learned
Cinemax.
everything bad that I should have never learned, neither, or talking with my friends. So like I just assumed the evolution is the internet, and there's gonna be people saying shit like my son, my youngest son says, "Hey yo," to like uh implied innuendos, and I just like I don't know if he realizes what he's saying when he's saying that, or if he's just saying it because the YouTubers he's watching is that way. But I just kind of let it be, figure it out. Long as like when I go to your parent teacher conference, I don't want to hear nothing less but he's an amazing student. That's all.
Hmm.
Hey, if I don't hear that, then you're in trouble. But if I
Yeah.
hear that, fine, we good. You can do whatever, I guess. How many you
How-
got? You got three?
I have three.
Yeah, I got two. So
They're a trip. I told you,
y-
3 gym memberships, man.
I'm telling you, that's crazy.
Have a good night, happy mom.
Oh, happy mom. Peace out. Peace and love. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate your support, happy mom. Tell team we said what up.
That's the thing though, is it's like my daughter is she's in gifted and talented. She just got into honor choir. She's going to be in science
That's
olympiads.
amazing.
I told her, I was like, look, she pretty much gets to do for the most part what she wants. You respect me,
Number one.
and then you maintain grades, like,
Thanks.
and you do what I ask when I ask it within reason, right? So
Right.
like if I ask you and you do it in like 20 minutes, but don't just blow me off because then mama's going to rage out. Other than that, she has like no other you're doing amazing in school. Your teachers love you, your family loves you, you are respecting me, you aren't mean to the cat. Like
Yeah, and
we're
you're
good.
showing me
You're good.
respect,
You want to go play
good and
Roblox?
bad, and
Go play Roblox. Cool.
yeah, what? Yeah, that's how.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm like you're showing me that, and she's independent. She makes her own. Like she basically makes her own food when she wants to.
Yep.
She always asks me things that sometimes kids try to get away with that asking. She'll come and ask me like just in case.
Right.
She pays because she'll earn money here or there once in a while, and then she'll
Right.
come hand me cash, and I'll use my card, and she'll pay for things like on Roblox or whatever.
That's
So
dope.
you know what I mean? Like so, she's showing all of the signs that she hates brain
Understand.
rot right there. I'm like, yes, I
Yeah.
won. I won. My kid hates brain rot. Like, and I was like, well, and then you know how to trigger your children is to look at them and say things that brain rot things say, like skibbity Ohio Riz toilet or something. And they're
Oh
like, Mom,
shit.
oh my gosh. They get
Yeah, I don't.
so mad. It's so funny. They get so mad because they know
Yeah.
it's so embarrassing. But
Yeah, my
anyway,
youngest is getting about there. My oldest don't. They're quite wide in age range.
right.
But like yeah, the youngest he be kind of saying that, but he's
The
too
boys
cool for
do.
school. He is unfortunately he's almost like his father. He's too much like his father for his own good. He's gonna it's gonna be rough for me and his mom this way. I guarantee you, it's gonna be really rough for us.
Well, I mean, they're little sponges, and
Yeah, he's 8 and he about to take over the whole world. I'm telling you right now, he could. To me right now, it's just all curing attitude as much as possible. Not that my kids have attitude, but just like sometimes when you ask them to do something, they be like, ah, and you be like,
oh, I'm
you
immediately,
be like,
I'm like, I'm sorry, what was that?
what do you mean? You exhaled. I, the bare minimum I ask you to do is hold that exhale in. I understand when I ask you, you're not gonna want to. Okay,
Yeah,
I get that. I understand that. But your job is to figure out how to hide it inside because one
I
day
tell
your
her
employer is gonna ask you, go clean that shit up, and I need you to figure out how to not go. My oldest
that
son
is
is good to it while
mm,
he's at the house, but he in a basketball game, he does not act like that shit don't transfer to the referees. I just like, bro, stop.
see, that's my thing is like even my 19-year-old stepped in for on New Year's because we celebrate New Year's over Christmas. Like
Right,
we don't do the gifts and we don't do all that. So
right.
that's just how we are. And so we
Okay.
do New Year's. And so my 19-year-old came over, and actually it was the day before. She came over on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. My daughter wanted to do fireworks and stuff. And then she just kept doing this like what? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not understand? I was like, what? I heard my 19-year-old
Yeah.
year old. She was like, what did she just say? So when
Yeah.
she came over yesterday, she's
Oh yeah.
like, I'm gonna take that tablet I got you for New Year's. And she's like, I'm gonna snatch that thing right out. I'm bringing it home with me.
Yeah.
Don't you talk to mom like that. Like, she was like, I was like, whoa, okay. I mean,
Mm,
I'm not mad about it, but I was like, that's
but
the one thing that I immediately, because I don't want them to go out in front of any authority figure. I get that I'm comfortable. We're
right,
parents, they're used to
right.
us. They know that we'll love them no matter what. But get yourself in a situation where you make that face to the wrong person. They'll learn real quick, you know?
Fact.
Because if you go face to face with somebody that you don't know, because that's the thing about online is it separates people to where people believe they can act some type of way with no consequences. And so they go in person and they do that kind of like eye rolling, huff and puffing to the
Uh,
wrong person,
mm,
in 2 or 3 years when they're hanging out with
who
a bunch of
knows?
friends and someone is saying something
To
serious and
me, it's
someone
yeah.
go out wallops them,
It's like
they'll learn.
It's like shout out to Chelsea instead of 8-year old says he wants to be a rapper. I just love that. It's yeah, but what we're talking about that I agree with you on is it's just you gotta be able to like have some sort of emotional control or restraint. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And so and there ain't no other like I if there was a book that told me how to do it where I didn't have to do it the way I do it, then I would do it that other way. But I can only
Yeah.
go. I'm one of 6 kids, so I watched my dad raise 5 other kids right while I was growing up too, and he's very just kind of how like I tell you while I'm talking about some shit too. I'll explain to you while I'm doing it. You may not understand it right now, but one day you will, and that's just
Hmm.
the job of the guy who's trying to, feed you, clothe you, and shelter you. Sorry, you just got to follow these rules, and then trust me, you're gonna land on at least the respectful side of some shit. I know that for a fact, and yeah, and it's gonna take a little bit of emotional control. So that exhale is a motherfucker. I be wanting to punch an exhale right in the face. Not someone who is exhaling,
No,
but
I get
the
what you're saying.
actual breath that comes out. I'm so
Well, I
upset.
mean, I'm all about the, you know what? You can be as mad at me as you want in your
Yeah,
room.
yeah. Just I mean, no,
I don't want to
because
hear
like
it. Like you can be mad. I
I'm
just
because
don't want to hear it.
do you know how many times I'm mad at the decisions you make, and I gotta sit here and go, "All right, but you my son, I love you. Hold on, I gotta look past it and go. I could see why maybe you made that bad decision. I'm not proud of it or something like that, but I gotta tell you, I'm still loving you, and I'm right here. Sometimes I gotta do that, son. Yeah, think about that. Yeah, think about that." And then have them go, damn, I guess you're right. Okay, man. That's all I'm saying is just a little respect for the people who out here who love you the most. Because trust me, you go outside that damn door, you could trust me. You walk out that door, I guarantee you don't know nobody love you on the other end of that door more than we do.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely. That's facts. Yes.
can tell you that for a fact right now. So you can play this game if you want, but you know where it's at. No, we asked for a few things, and that's just don't embarrass me in public. You already know how to go down at home. So just hey, we here. Have a good time. Be good. Keep your nose clean. I can't wait though. Like I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like you said, like my oldest, he on cruise control. 17. He got a car. He going to school straight A's. He might got 1B. But he also plays on the junior varsity basketball team, which that shit is starting up next week. I cannot wait. It's it's so hard to hold a YouTube channel and go watch him play as many games as he do. Sorry, as a
I
night
thought I was like,
kid.
did he freeze?
No,
Good
night
night,
Kim.
kid.
It
Have a
looks
good
like a night
night.
kid. Kim, kid. This
Kit,
Kim, kid,
kit, Kim,
Kim, kitty.
Kimmit.
So so
No.
yeah, that's that, and that's that's what we got to do as parents, though, right? That's why
Right.
such an old head to this YouTube shit. And when people be like, "You don't know this this artist," no, man, I sure don't. Tell me about them though. I should react to that. All right, I'm gonna go react to it, and it's fire.
No, but see, that's the thing. I mean, what is the one thing about building your community that that you didn't expect that surprised you? Like, of course, you get the general, we all kind of know how that works in theory.
Right,
But once you actually made it a community, what
right.
was the one thing that just like surprised you that you just had no expectation of?
Um, well, to me, it was just like I can actually start to create bonds to these people I've never seen even like a true picture. And sometimes just be an icon of a
Hmm.
cartoon character, and I just see a name, and just over time, without question, I'm making friends past 40 years old.
Yeah,
Like
right.
you,
I
you
know,
don't make
right?
new friends at this age, and so like I'm making real new friends, and so like to me, I didn't realize that that would happen, and how many people I can remember, and how many details of them that I can remember along the way is astonishing.
you can hear them through their typed out words. You can hear their
Hmm.
tone. Like you can recognize them by things that they say. I've
Yeah.
noticed that. That's one of the things I noticed. I was like, I know who that is. Even if their name was blurred out, I'd be like, I know who that is.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Because you
you
just
get
get to
these
know them.
personalities, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like, and like there's some in the chat right now too, where like I played Dungeons and Dragons with, and it's like dead ass to that type of friendship where like we commit to like linking up and
Speaking of your
playing a
special
game
friend
that I
playing
didn't.
Dungeons and Dragons, that puts you like on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, well, to me, I'm just like, you just don't play that game with just any old people. And then
Right.
there's like people here where I'm just like, no, I fuck with you enough that I'm willing to commit this certain amount of time now that you can do it, or you don't have to be in the same room as some motherfucker. But yeah, it's like I never expected to do that with friends. I had less than a handful of best friends. I don't even think I got three. I think no, I got three. I got three. I say I got three best friends from my high school days that I keep in touch with each and every day. I got some other acquaintances that I know, more online acquaintances than we are in real life.
Hmm.
And then I met this community, and like some of these motherfuckers, I don't even talk to them as much as I talk to these people here
Exactly. No,
in the chat.
absolutely.
And so that's why, like, when I see them, I'll be like, man, I fuck with you and I love with you. I got love for you. And like, I'll make a nickname for you, or I'll figure out like what your music tastes are. And I'll just remember, yo, you brought this to me, this song for this one time. Sometimes some nicknames got made out of some hilarious situations. The Rangers came out of nowhere. Um, on some silly live shit. So I really enjoy doing the live stuff. I didn't know that you do video games, bro. I want to start doing that my damn self, but I'd
Who,
have to
me?
yeah.
I play Fortnite, and it's because I can pick it up and leave at any time. So I'm like not like
Okay.
locked in into city building where I have to commit a certain amount of time every day. If
Right.
I want to play, I play, and then I can walk away, and I don't like lose anything. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Like I don't
Yeah,
lose
no,
like
I
if
play
because I'm not
Fortnite. What are you talking
farming
about?
all day or whatever. And I
No,
play with some really cool people. And
that's pretty
the
dope.
list of people that I've been playing with is growing because I'm
Oh, that's
starting to get
dope.
into other communities and finding out that other people play. And so we all kind of
Bro,
hang out.
bro me and my buddy, shout out to my main man Derek. We worked together and we started playing video games, and this was 2019 or some shit like that. We've been
Mhm.
playing religiously every night, not Fortnite, but just games in
Yeah, yeah.
general. And right now, Fortnite is one of the ones that was in our like when they took out when they were like zero build, it pulled us from Call of Duty. We don't even fuck with
Well,
Call of
now
Duty
they have
no more.
ballistic, which is
Yeah,
CS.
which is
Yeah.
so Call of Duty already. Fortnite is they have the better skins. Their games always work. You're not bitching about, yo, can you guys who we pay all this fucking money to do something about your game? Whereas Call of Duty is just a bunch of that. And so I don't
Mhm.
play
Yeah.
Call of Duty anymore. Um, I just play Fortnite. Rivals, that's new. We've been playing the hell out of that. And then I play Rocket League. We're just gearing up for Grand Theft Auto 6. So when that happens, by the time that happens, I would like to have at least a start of some sort of gaming content.
I would put it on a different channel. I wouldn't
Oh,
put
I'm
it in
not
your
definitely
yeah, I was
not
gonna say
putting
I
it on
wouldn't
this.
put it on the
I'm not
same.
putting it on this channel for sure.
I
You
do
make
mine
a
because it's so random. Like I
oh,
don't do
right,
it that often. It's not like I do it consistently. I don't go live 90% of the time that I'm and half the
right.
time I'm on of somebody else's live, depending on what's going on. So,
Yeah, facts.
but I was gonna say, Chelsea, I saw something you said earlier, and I was gonna address it really quick.
Okay.
And this is only because, and a lot of my people are here, and I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, say it.
Um, she was talking about it would be really cool if people that could meet up. Well, get this. I don't know if you knew this, but every year, me and Truth and Nick the actor go on vacation, and we invite the community to come. And I think
Damn.
Locked Wolf is coming this year. Cliff might be coming this year. Keto
Damn.
might come. I don't know if we've asked him yet, but we've got like 5 or 6 people that are pretty much locked in, at least as a start to our trip coming up in April.
Wow.
So we do that. Like we really do
That's
that,
dope. That's
you know?
super dope.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say that because that is a real thing. People do that. And anybody that's interested, can let me know. And, I'll be happy to hand out the details. I'm not going to tell you what room I'm staying in, but,
Hilarious.
you know, but
Yeah,
no,
no,
to meet up in real life because that's kind of fun.
Lexi Home Team. Her name is Alexia here. Shout out to Lexi. Her nickname is Home Team because she's also like another Coloradian, right? So she
Mm.
lives a couple hours north, and like literally like once had a meetup because there was another community member who came out to visit her, and they were going to see Fred again. Was it Fred again? Is that the name of him? What's the name of their name? Fred again? Fred? What's their name? Damn. Anyways,
I'm
they
like,
went to
I
go.
don't know.
She'll tell me in the chat anyway. But so I went to see him there, and then when Sam Tompkins was performing in Denver,
Mm.
he invited me. He was like, "Shot plus one," and my wife couldn't go, so I was like, immediately, right to the community, give somebody else an opportunity to meet Sam and shit. So she met up with me, and we went in, and then that's when she introduced me to Kim or Kit, who they were saying goodbye
Right, right.
to. In this part of group of people who went over to go see Ren at like the Secret Garden performance and shit like that. So it's like, yeah, meeting up with people is crazy. It just make it like a completely small world when you really start to think about it.
No, absolutely. And like I had one of them flew out here just last month or no, in November. And then one of my friends from Houston,
Hmm.
she came over and then flew in from Arizona. And last year we had some people from California, we had people from Atlanta, we had people from Texas, we had like just all kind of we're like, hey, we're gonna be in Vegas at this
Right.
time. And I know artists out there, so
That's
we didn't get to
dope.
meet up. John
Rick,
Widowmaker, I didn't get to meet up with him this last time, but because he called me as I was on my way, I was in the airport ready to leave, and he's like, "I'm so sorry, I was pushing my song and I had to do a
right.
video." And I'm like, "It's cool." And he's like, "Next time, I got you, I got you." I'm like, "Okay, you better," you know. But it's just great to meet up with people because we spend a lot of our time and effort into getting to know people, and you just it's like your work family,
Yeah.
you spend all this time with them, you just get to know them and their families and their situations, and you vibe together and you hang out, and it's like at some point it's kind of fun if you can. Not everybody can, but
Yeah,
it's
not
it's
everybody can and not all the time. And to me, as like it's sometimes scary because I'll tell people, they were like, sometimes you go to an event and you just wonder whether or not like somebody who might be crazy stocky show up or something like that.
well, that's why I
But
go with all the guys. I ain't
yeah,
worried.
that's why. But I'm still sitting at the same time. I'm like, like I can't, I can't bring my protection everywhere.
No,
Wow.
no, I get it.
But
No,
I
I
was
get
like,
it.
yo, come, like if you see me, do say what's up. So it is really cool when someone be like, yo, two E's, know why? What's going on? I'll be like, oh
Do
shit, I
people
know where,
approach you in public?
huh?
Do people approach you in public like you're just at the
At like
store?
events that they know I'm gonna
Mm.
be at, that I know there's gonna be people at, like the Sam's. I met somebody at the Sam concert. I also met somebody the 21 Pilots concert that I went to as
I
well.
bet
So
that was fire.
yeah, it was my best experience I've had on this YouTube reaction thing because I literally fell in love with them 4 months before they opened up in Denver, and was like I unfortunately fucked up my algorithm even more. It was already fucked up, but so I was like, since it's fucked up, I'm gonna enjoy this. And so I went through this 21 Pilots phase for 4 months, brand new to them. They instantly became my favorite band. I bought into everything. Like I literally fuck with them heavy. I've got tons of memorabilia and shit they're sitting up here. And then they were like, there's a new tour for their new album and it starts in Denver. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I went and had an experience, met somebody who knew me from the channel there. And I just like, to me, I was just like, I don't think I'll ever get to experience that again.
That's awesome, though. That sounds like an amazing. That's see, that's like when we do the get-togethers. That's the point. Is if you someone can come and just have an
Yeah,
experience and like meet up with people they see every day that they, their your video comes up and they click on you. If they could come and just like hang out and have a meal with you, and you guys go. We go to clubs. We like don't play around. Like we don't play. Like
that's
you
dope.
cannot keep up with me in
I'm
Vegas.
jealous.
Like
I'm
that's not even a
jealous.
thing. I'm generally the last one down and the first one up. Like
Hilarious.
I am, cutting a rug and doing all the things. And so, but you just all of the people that I go with act just like they are. There's
Yeah.
no like fronting. There's no posing or anything. There's no posturing or self absorption. They're just like, hey man, what's up? And we're just all friends.
Yep. Just
It's
regular
that
people, man. We're just regular people putting the pants on just like you, man. That's all it
you
is.
put pants on. Did
I
we need to have
do.
pants for this? I didn't know that. My
Unfortunately,
bad.
my
I thought this was a pantsless session. No, I'm
this is
kidding.
I do wear pants.
I do wear
They're
pants
way
today.
more relaxed than than they ever need to be. Sometimes I choose pants when I go on the stream, but I don't know why, because I don't stand up. I think there was a couple times I stood up and like I kind of, but I don't know. That's, to me, that's, I need to rearrange my whole like setup. I wanted to do that for the new year, but I'm late and lazy. I'm more
But life,
concerned about starting my taxes than I am
life,
about
life is
changing
life is life, and
changing the background right now. But yeah, that sounds super dope, because yeah, people are just regular folks, and that's why I said, it was like when I met up with people that I knew, it was just like regular degular. Like it was just like,
yeah.
we're gonna be to chill. Like I'm gonna enjoy this just the same way you gonna enjoy this. Lexi, she knew I was gonna cry to watching Sam sing, because that was Sam can sing. Sam can sing his motherfucking ass off. Sam can sing the phone book. Sam sound the exact same live as he do on any of the records you've ever heard anyone react to at any given time. He can go there that quick. He can go smooth to falsetto. And so she definitely saw that shit for me. I was like, I can't believe that shit. That shit is amazing. That's God's gift right there. Lucky you. Lucky you, Sam. Lucky you,
That's the
brother.
thing is that I tend to get along with people, and I'm not just saying content creators or artists, but
Right.
them
People.
and people in the community that are super true to who they are. They're just real. They are who they are, and I prefer them not to be apologetic about it, as long as they're not being a complete jerk. And I get along with people like that. So it's like if I was in person and someone was acting some type of way, I'd be like, I don't know what you think you're
Yeah, I
here
was like,
for, but
you
I'm not
are
your
you.
fan. You're
I
my
would,
friend.
it would take a second for me to register going, oh, you're one of them people that I didn't know those they really exist. Wow.
They're
You're
still around.
you believe in the whole Kool-Aid about yourself. That's
Yeah.
wow. Like, why are you acting like you are the shit? Yeah, no, I couldn't get with that, because that's not real. And that's what I said. That's why me and P got together so well. When I moved out here, I filmed videos for everybody before I filmed for P. And then when I filmed with P, I'm like, we about the same age. And I was like, we both like multi like racial and shit like that. So I was just like, oh shit. So you like this, and you've been eating off music like this since then? Because I'm new to Colorado like that anyway. And so when I linked up with him, I'm like, yo, you are like a real person. Like
It's
everybody else seems like they believe something else. You have the credits that they wish they had, but you're still like a real person.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, social media and the internet and the way that it has expanded so much since
Oh,
just
you're
like
so
since
right.
its implementation, it has skewed people's understanding of what is real. And to
Right.
know that somebody is exactly because everything's, and I say this all the time too, everything's curated. Anybody who thinks that it's not, it tends to be. We know what we're doing. We know why we have our lights on. We know that we have a
Right.
ring camera. It's not like my house just looks like this. Like, that's not a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Like,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
everything in some way, shape, or form is curated, and people curate their content. And it's hard to separate that sometimes from people who are just being themselves and being real. And
Right.
so when you meet genuine, real people who just are who they are unapologetically, and especially when you get to put your hands on them and not in a bad way, and maybe not in a great way, like not in a great way, but like you give them a hug, hug their neck, whatever you call it. When you get to like spend that time in person with that and realize that it's a real thing. They're a real
Mhm.
person. They are who they say they are. It just kind of like it makes my hope for humanity rise up a little bit.
Man,
Because
it
otherwise,
feels
I am
good.
completely like, I don't know what happened to people. They're
Yeah.
peoply and ew.
Yeah.
So it gets me back in touch with, I don't know, I'm a hermit. I don't go out of my house. So I get out of the
Good on
house.
you. Good
I
on
just
you.
be in the moment, enjoy time with people. And I love doing interviews because or whatever interviews
Right.
because I just like to get to know people and get into a conversation and just kind of
Yeah,
wherever it goes, it
we flowed
goes.
pretty well, like, all over the span of this duration. It seemed to just move, so, yeah, I think I and
We were
like I
jogging
said,
in place, but we were getting somewhere.
yo, I really felt like inspired from even the invite, let alone how like you just kind of called it like a conversation where you're just like, no, let's just you don't have a list of questions. You're like, "Well, I might ask some things, but if the conversation goes, then let's talk."
Yep.
And so like, yeah, it inspired me, and like I said, I think it flowed pretty well. I mean, I
I
think
don't know,
so.
chat. What do you think? Do you think it went pretty well? I think it did.
I think it did. I
And
think yeah.
super and I know we're going to be wrapping up here because we both have things to do and places to be in life happening. And I have my bed is calling me. I hear it's like, "Cat, I miss
Me
you."
too.
And my cat keeps swiping under the door. He's not happy that he didn't get to turn off my PC.
Oh,
He
damn.
tried. He
You
gave it a good
tried.
he tried. But no, I appreciate you taking the time out to do this with me.
Oh,
And I'm
my
so glad
pleasure.
that we made it happen, and I'm glad if it was going to be anyone that I was gonna come back doing the live conversations versus the pre-recorded ones, I'm glad it was you, somebody that I
Oh,
think is
yeah,
super
that's cool.
chill and also does them themselves, so I don't have to, like, explain everything. Um, and
Facts.
and I appreciate you, and this is something that is very underrated sometimes. I appreciate you pushing the, upcoming this stream as well as, bringing your community here to hang out with us. And it's you'd be surprised at how many people don't. They just don't.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
no.
okay, well, I'm
No,
not saying
I'm
they have to. I never ask anyone to, but it really means a lot for your community to show up and it shows how much they care about you and love you and it just gives you even more respect for you as a person.
Yo, I wanna shout them out too. We call ourselves the set because it's like short for the film set, right? Like
Mm.
I was like, oh, but it also kind of means like a gang thing. So I was like, okay, this is our community like name, the set. And I do fuck with them. I'm proud to have them as my friend circle. Like I said, these are it's not exuberant amount. There's like a core. There are some fringy here and there on the edges, but that core, I see them all the time, and I fuck with them, and I appreciate them coming through. So I'm proud of them. So I have no problem, like promoting this chance for this live and telling them to come hang out. They're also my like support system. So like while I'm sitting here having this conversation with you, I feel kind of chill because like I know I got people I
Your
fuck with.
people are here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I was
I
like,
get
worst
it.
case scenario, it ain't gonna be on no not that you would, but like I don't have to worry about like gotcha moments, or I don't have to worry about like putting on or not being myself because I'm like, okay, camera is showing the normal shit, and it's me here, and just add her and her voice and her commentary, and I got my people there. Okay, cool. All right, bet. Like, cause they're mods and they're friends and they're
Yeah.
like game players. Like I play video games or not video games, Dungeons and Dragons games with them, and so now I feel safe. So I
No,
fuck with them.
that's amazing. And I definitely appreciate everybody being here. Thank you to everybody from my community that is here or anyone that came over from Cliff's after he ended
Hell
his.
yeah,
And
it's a
all of the
pleasure to
people that
meet
I know
y'all.
all over the tubes of you, you guys, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to say this because I don't, because I have a lot of work going on. I don't think I'm going to be live again until it happens. But on Monday, like I mentioned before, I am going to be on an interview. Ray Vibes has asked me to jump on his podcast on his channel.
Oh Yo, he is
So
so hilarious too.
I interviewed him a long time ago. So
Okay, that's
we've been
dope.
friends for quite a long time, and he asked me, and I finally gave in because
Well,
other people have kind of asked, but I've just blown it off. But I thought it's finally time. It's time. So if anybody wants to join us there on Monday on Ray Vibes channel, I don't know when we'll start
so you
pushing the
hear that,
promo for it.
folks? If you enjoyed Kat, and you want to see her on Ray Vibes,
Monday.
Monday coming up.
Mm.
So
And
sub
when's your
up so
next
you get
live
the
stream?
noties. Huh?
When's your next live stream?
My next live will be not this Friday, which would be tomorrow. I canceled it because we had tonight, and I don't like to overly live too much. I
I
just
got you.
we kind of have like a little schedule. So a week from tomorrow will be my next live, and it will be at 7 p.m. MST, and it is a YouTube channel member request. So
I
my
gotcha.
channel members, they'll have like a 24-hour member only post, and then they can put their requests, and then I'll put it on a random wheel, and we'll just hang out. It's like my way of like, also help giving back, as well as like thank you for supporting. We
No, that's
also do
awesome.
we also do that with the Discord members too. So that Discord's free. So you just gotta be a member over on Discord, and over there we'll do the same sort of thing where we'll on Discord night we'll put a post up for 24 hours. You put your request in there, and then I'll put them on the random wheel, and we'll just have a good time because I like being on live and shit like that.
I
And
gotcha.
then to break those type of nights up, we always have a paid week on the in between of those two. So like then if you want to pay for a live reaction, we could just do it, get it done. You don't have to worry about whether Lady Luck is on your side with the random wheel or nothing like that. You can just get it done right then and there, and then
No, I
that
gotcha.
support
That's
goes to the
actually
channel.
that's a really cool way to do that. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, it spreads it out. It doesn't look like I'm just always out for like live reactions. You want to pay me for live reactions? No, that shit does help. It supports. It allows me to give more time, and so every other week I'll do one where it's YouTube channel members, or it'll be Discord members, and
yep.
then I'll do then I'll take a donation week. Thank you, I appreciate it, and then we'll move on. And then that's why I said I get to know these people, and they know I'm not out for their fucking, like, I'm not after your coin like that. I appreciate it. It helps support, but I'm in it for the live. I want the live. I want to be
Yeah.
live.
You want the hangout, you want the community.
Yeah, I
I
want to
gotcha.
kick
I
it,
gotcha.
man.
So
Because
you're
also too, the lives you can request something, and it ain't gonna mess up my algorithm because the whole live's gonna get blocked anyway. So don't even worry
exactly.
about.
No, trust me. Trust me, I know.
So, all right, man.
So
Well, Zach reacts. What's popping, brother? See, Zach
next
reacts.
Friday, you're live. Monday, I'm on with Ray. I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern. I
8
think.
p.m. Eastern, folks. So
I
that'll
think.
be
But it's around that time.
6 p.m. my time.
But it'll be fun. It'll be interesting because man, he is a trip.
He
And so
is. He's
I'm
hilarious. I'm
glad
gonna
it's
stop. I'm gonna try and stop by on Monday night.
no, that'd be awesome. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. We're gonna go our separate ways and do our own things. And I will see you guys around in the community. Feel free to always say hi. You can always hit me up in any of the links or any of the contact things in the Discord, in the on Instagram, YouTube. Drop a comment, drop a like. Go check him out. Check out his live streams. Go support everybody, anybody. Yeah, that's my spiel.
I
That's
love
it.
it. You guys appreciate all your support. We'll see you around these YouTube streets. You feel me?
In the streets.
In the YouTube streets.
We're gonna be in the street. All right, I'm gonna hit the end stream because that's as good as an outro it gets.